So I want to start this video out by showing an actual wire transfer to our content agency for $17,560. This is from a single client who pays us monthly for our services. And I want to show you this so you actually pay attention to what I'm about to share. I want to show you what actually goes into fulfilling a deal at this size so that you can see how we go and justify this price point. Everything from producing the videos, coming up with the content ideas, and most importantly, how we're able to measure and charge for the results that we're getting. Okay, so let's dive in. I want to give you a little bit of context on who Ben Kelly is, what he sells, who he sells to, how we found him, and what this relationship really looks like. So if you haven't been able to tell already, we go and create all the YouTube videos on his channel. If you want to learn a little bit more of what those exactly look like, you can literally just go look up Ben Kelly on YouTube and see. This is a great example, how to acquire your first business with $0 free course. So we're going and reaching new people by creating educational videos on how to go and acquire businesses. Now, this is something that Ben is an expert in, and on YouTube, he's going and helping people for free. Now, obviously with that, there's going to be a small percentage of people that gain an interest and want a little bit more hands-on and accountability when actually going and buying their first business, which we can go and see right here in this spreadsheet. So a few people in the month of January did go and join his high-level mentorship. Now, this is an expensive mentorship because obviously Ben's teaching them how to go buy hundreds of thousands, if not million-dollar businesses. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into going and actually acquiring a business, which you can see here by some of the payments that have come in for people joining his high-level mentorship. Again, you can see all those are attributed to YouTube. So the way that Presley and I have our agreement set up with Ben is we have a retainer plus a 15% rev share on the sales that come in for his mentorship. And we're able to track these directly to the YouTube videos that we go and create for him because we use some software called Hyros, so we can track the customer journey of them watching the video, clicking the link, going through his funnels, booking a call, and ultimately deciding if they want to join his mentorship or not. So in the month of January, we actually went and generated $50,400 for him. So you can see in going and actually generating $50,400, it does make sense to go and pay a $17,560 wire. And breaking this down a little bit further, what that looks like is this is a $10,000 retainer each month, plus there's $7,560 in performance. And the way that we can figure that out is if we actually take 50,400 and we go and times it by 15%, you can see we get 7,560, and 7,560 plus $10,000 equals $17,560. So he's essentially wiring us for the performance from January and the retainer for February. So right off the bat, you can see here for the month of January, we went and helped him cash collect $50,400. He booked 31 unique calls. Of those 31 unique calls, you can see obviously a handful of them did go and convert over. This is a 183% increase in cash collected month over month, 50% increase in call bookings. So last month, we had roughly 15 calls in the month of December. This went up to 31 calls in January, and the cash collected is up almost 200% from what it was in December, which just goes to show that his YouTube is in fact compounding, which we can go and see right here. And this is also just a testament to the fact that you don't need a massive YouTube channel to go and make a good amount of money. Obviously, Ben's still growing. We've only been working with him for a couple months, but when you actually go and target the niche of people that can really go and benefit from what you have to say, it really doesn't take too much to go build a successful business. Now, as far as how we actually found this guy, he reached out to my business partner, Presley, on Twitter because he saw that we were posting about the YouTube service that we actually go and provide. And he was interested in that because he saw how it could go and benefit his business. Now, the problem is Presley and I live in Arizona and Ben Kelly lives in Florida. So what we had to do in order to make this work is for the first shoot, we ended up flying over to Florida to go and shoot with Ben Kelly here. You can see these are my shoes right here. So this is me on set with Ben. Snagged this picture while we were filming with him. Now, the reason that, especially for the first shoot, we'll go and fly to our clients is because it's really important to kick off the relationship strong, set a good first impression, and over deliver, making sure that you're going and giving them the best possible experience. We also want to go and evaluate where Ben's skill level is on camera and coach him through the process, which is exactly what we did. Now, in doing this also, we brought one of our students, Danny, shout out if you're watching this video, and we realized that it wasn't going to be feasible for us to travel from Arizona to Florida every single month to go and make these shoots happen. And that's why we brought Danny in the first place, to just go ahead and be a part of this shoot. So now we end up sending Danny, because he lives in Miami, to go shoot with Ben Kelly each and every month, which is much closer than it is for us to go and fly. Again, Danny's a student, so it really just made sense to go and plug Danny with him. Danny's a professional, so we actually go and rent a studio on Ben's behalf, which you can go and see here. Now, where Ben is, it's not like the nicest studio, but it's one of the only ones, and it does work. So we go and rent out the studio. Danny drives over, sets up all of his gear. He actually goes and shoots with Ben on our behalf. We pay him for this, and Danny will go and in one day get all the videos that we need in a given month for Ben. And the only reason that I would trust Danny to go and shoot with someone like Ben, who's paying us $17,000 a month, is because he is a student of mine, and I've developed that relationship with him, and I've helped him learn what it looks like to go and be a part of this process, what it looks like to move in excellence, and the little details to actually go and focus on the little things that do go and matter. Again, we go and tee this relationship up by bringing Danny with us on the first shoot to set the expectation of, hey, we're not going to be here for every shoot, but we do have Danny, who is a reliable student, and he's amazing at what he does. So we're going to plug him in. We're going to pay him to go and take care of these shoots on our behalf. And we're still going to go and be able to deliver a phenomenal result, which obviously, again, you can see last month, his YouTube channel ended up making $50,400, and it's only compounding from here. Every single video that we go and publish is another piece of digital real estate. Okay, so moving on, my business partner, Presley, is responsible for doing all the ideation, scripting, and strategy for our clients. So you can actually see him here on an onboarding call with one of our recent clients that we just brought on. And basically he goes through and quizzes them on a bunch of questions, kind of a little bit hard to see, but he's basically going and asking a bunch of questions to go get to know them so that he can go and write from their perspective. We don't outsource this. This is our edge as an agency, is Presley's ability to really go and gain an understanding of the client and write from their perspective. Then again, he's actually going and writing out the script himself, because this is extremely needle moving. This is the foundation of why a video will go and perform or not. If you want a little bit of an insight into his scripting process, this is a video right here that I highly recommend you go and watch on his YouTube channel. How I script YouTube videos for my content agency, 37-minute video, fully going through how he goes and scripts. Now, going and acing this is obviously especially important when you're on the opposite side of the country as your client, and you can't make any last-minute changes on set, and definitely can't wing it here. This has to all be done right. So one of the things that Presley will actually go and do is that he'll go and research videos that have performed in the client's niche to take advantage of already proven concepts. But the bottom line, Presley is planning out everything that's happening between the client and the videographer that day. Like, Presley will actually go as far as writing out the exact thumbnail poses that they need to shoot that day and props they need to get these pictures. This obviously creates the ability for a seamless process to go and knock out 4 YouTube videos for the month with Danny in a 5 to 6 hour time span, making sure that we are dotting our I's and that we are crossing our T's. Okay, now let's actually take a minute and talk a little bit more about measuring results. We're gonna cover the website that we built, the VSL, and how we even have a duplicate calendar, which you can see here, so that we know we're actually the ones booking the calls that are coming in from YouTube. So let me break down just very quickly how this goes and works. I did go and block out all of the information of his customers because that's just the right thing to do. But as you can see right here, this is basically the funnel that we built for Ben. I just took a screenshot of this below as like results and testimonials to showcase, hey, like, you know, Ben's actually good at this. But this is a funnel that Presley actually just went in through together a little while ago. Okay, so let's just break this down a little bit and kind of how it works. So at the top, we have a little bit of extended credibility and social proof. Former JP Morgan employee reveals right? Just showcases, hey, he really does know what he talks about. And then the overall title right here explaining what it is that people are going and watching. And then this goes and just de-risks it a little bit, right? Only spending 5 hours per week, or basically an hour of a weekday, which makes it more appealing. And obviously these are not, false claims. These are actual real claims. And then there is a video just breaking things down even further. And then here they have the opportunity to go ahead and apply if this is something that they're interested in. Now, we actually go and build this out on Ben's behalf because we want to go and be able to help control the lead inflow that we are going and creating from the YouTube videos, right? So it's important that if we are actually responsible for putting calls on his calendar and that's how we're getting paid performance, we want to go and have a full hand in that entire process, from going in the ideation of the videos all the way to people going and actually booking that call, which you can see over here on this calendar export, this CSV export. So I did go and block out names, email, and phone numbers, but here you can see that under the event type right here, that the calendar name is Y, and this just stands for YouTube. So we can go and look at every single calendar booking that came in for the month of January, and any calendar that ends in Y, we know that someone booked on this event type, because in reality, that event type is the only event that can be accessed from this link. And this link right here is the only one that you will go and find on YouTube. So that's how we can go and actually track the results of what we're going and doing with the YouTube videos that we're creating for Ben. So for example, from this list of bookings that came in from YouTube specifically, Ben did go and make over $50,000 in sales directly tied to the results we generated him, and we go and get 15% of the cash collected from those results, which equals $7,560. Obviously, when we go and we add the retainer in there as well, we get to the grand total of just over 17,000. And I get it, this might seem expensive, but we're getting compensated like that because of real revenue we're generating for the client. If you really think about it, this is close to a 2.5x return on his investment, right? So when he goes and he spends $17,000 with us, he's getting over $15,000 back. And not to mention, those YouTube videos that we create for him are lifetime assets that he can use not only in other parts of his funnel, but he can also just have existing for the rest of time. And the cool part is we will actually go and watch this number go up. I'm sure that in the coming months, we'll go see this hit 3x or even 5x relatively soon, just because of the fact that all the videos will keep compounding every month and they keep working towards the ultimate goal. So this is something that we've been doing for Ben for not even 6 months now. So just imagine where this will be in even a year's time. Not to mention that if Ben were to go and hire a scriptwriter, a strategist, a videographer, an editor, a thumbnail designer, someone to maybe go and manage his content, build his funnels, and help with the call booking, that would cost so much more to go and hire each of those individuals in-house. Plus, they don't even have the data to work with in the first place like we do. We know what topics perform. We know what videos work. We know the data, therefore we can go and just implement that data for our clients, which is a huge edge when our clients come and work with us. And with that, there's not even really a way of knowing if your in-house team would get results. Sure, they could put out videos, but who knows if those videos are actually going to perform? So is it a bigger risk to try and go do this yourself or build an in-house team, or work with us where we have proven data over the past 5 years? And it's actually crazy too, because all of our clients in the past that have tried to take this in-house have failed. And this isn't to brag, but just the experience that we go and offer our clients does make it seem easy. So they think, oh, we can just go and do this. They just cooked up a script, we shot it and edited it, boom, it's on YouTube. But it's a lot more than that. There is a lot of strategy, a lot of game planning, and a lot of data that actually goes into this. And last but definitely not least, let's go ahead and dive in and look at what our profit margins are on a $17,560 wire for the month. So again, first and foremost, $10,000 of that is the retainer for the next month. And the remainder of that, the $7,560, is performance. And that is from us going and actually delivering on the result well of the service that we're providing. Okay, so breaking down the actual numbers of the hard expenses, we're looking at $530 to go and rent a studio for 6 hours to shoot all the YouTube content we need to with Ben. We then also go and pay Danny $1,000 to drive over to the studio and shoot with Ben for those 6 hours. To pay our in-house editing team to edit those 4 videos in a given month, we're looking at roughly $3,000 to make that happen. So if we were only charging a retainer, this would bring our grand total to $4,530 to go ahead and make this happen, which would leave us at just about a 55% profit margin. Now, thanks to the performance and the fact that we go and charge for a result, this actually brings our profit margin all the way from 55% to roughly 75%, all because we know how to go and get and charge for a result that we're delivering. Now, if you're familiar at all with the agency space, you would know that a 75% profit margin is extremely uncommon when it comes to running an agency. And that is only possible when you actually go and sell a result. If you're just selling a service, it is very, very difficult to go and operate at a 75% profit margin, especially at scale when you have a team to go and pay to help you out and have real systems to fulfill on the service you're providing. Okay, so you just watched me break down the pay structure that we have for Ben and how we got paid just over $17,000 in 1 month. If you want to learn how to go and sign higher ticket clients and clients that actually pay you what you're worth, that's exactly why we started Leverage Creator. Leverage Creator helps videographers, filmmakers, content creators, and agency owners sign higher paying clients. And the way that we do this is we help you go and implement tracking systems. We help you go and outreach to the right people. We help you outreach to people that actually value and can pay for the work that you do. We also help you go and actually attach value to the work that you're doing. So like you saw, going and tracking the results that we're bringing in for Ben, we teach you exactly how to do that for your client. This is something that's dynamic across different industries and different niches, so it's important that you learn how to do this in a way that works for the clients that you have. And that's exactly what we do. We teach you how to go and implement those systems into your business so that you can go build a track record, so that you can go build a roster of higher paying clients that are paying you what you're worth, like Eddie, who just signed a retainer client for $3,500 per month, or Justin Melson, who just signed a $10,800 monthly retainer. This is actually a deal that I went and JB'd with Justin, where I jumped on the sales call with him because he's one of our students, and I helped him close the deal. And this is locked in for 3 months. So this is actually over a $33,000 contract. And then for Nathan, he just locked in his first $2,000 deals. I actually helped him with the sales process of this as well, and just helped him with what the follow-up looked like. And this is something that we often see with people that are creators and creatives, is they just struggle a little bit in the sales process and how to actually go ask for what they're worth and not sell themselves short at a discount. So this is something that you're struggling with, something that you need help with. What I want you to do, click the link in the description to join Leverage Creator, book a call. You're going to book a call with one of my coaches, Joe. He's absolutely fantastic, and he's going to run through exactly what it looks like and help you get into Leverage Creator so you can start signing higher paying, high ticket clients and get paid what you're truly worth. So that being said, I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.